What job degrades society? Let me know in the comments below. Paparazzi. Such a scummy profession. Phone scammers. The world would be a better place without them, really. I live to waste their time. People who organize children's beauty pageants. Timeshare salesmen. Back when I was in college, I started working at a certain sort of call center. It was emotional hell. And not just for me. See, this wasn't a sales gig in the traditional sense. I had been hired to be a talent scout for an incredibly shady organization that was trying to hoodwink unsuspecting parents into purchasing acting and modeling lessons for their kids. My job involved calling people, enthusiastically reciting a script, then booking marks into one of our last remaining slots. The children and their parents would arrive on a weekend, go through a fake audition, complete with fake casting agents, and then be instructed to call a given number on Monday morning. That number would connect people right back to the call center. Hopeful applicants be told that the casting agent had loved the child's audition, but that said child needed some additional training before they were ready for the screen. Parents would then be suckered into paying thousands of dollars for 12 days worth of completely worthless classes. And if a kid missed even one session, they would be summarily expelled, unless their guardians paid even more money to reinstate them. Anyway, I started working on a Wednesday. By that evening, I was feeling physically sick, and I was kept awake by guilt-ridden nightmares. I struggled through Thursday, then quit on Friday morning. Had I stayed any longer, I'm not sure that I would have kept my soul. TL. Doctor. There are call center con artists preying on parents' hope. Televangelist. Payday lender. Family blog. YouTubers. Quit shoving a camera in your kid's face and exploiting them. Go spend personal time with them and be an actual family. It's just so scummy to me. It's not supposed to be, but politicians. Rent-to-own shops. Social influencer. Call center. The amount of times I've had a mental breakdown in my car after and before work. It's such a taken for granted job where people believe they can shit on you and you shouldn't or can't do a thing. So many times I was threatened and told I ruined their lives. Even though it wasn't my fault. It was the system, banks, the name calling and absolute degrading language used towards me. Fucking hell. Unnecessary administrators. Especially administrators who administrate other administrators. It also tends to attract talentless little bullies who get drunk off the shadow of power that they still wistfully remember having in high school before the real world confronted them about how they're actually about as useful and significant as a bicycle for a fish. Source. Former lawyer and academic. I'm used to intricate processes. It's just processes in that field do much more than obviously exist to make some tiny little Burke feel big or like they're contributing. MLMs. Dictator. Being a career politician, we don't need people spending the majority of their lives in Congress. We need term limits on Congress like 200 years ago. Health insurance executives. Parents who pimp out their kids for views. Just happy no one said car salesman. We're finally out of the gutter of society, it seems. Slumlords. Lobbyist. Hunger Games broadcaster. Every job involving for-profit prisons. Mega church pastor. Buy here, pay here in those paycheck places where you give them 20% just to cash your check. Tow truck company. That preys on PPL. Loan companies in poor neighborhoods. Loan companies that specialize in student loans. Those people that ride around buses around African tribes to use them as tourist attractions. Political lobbyists. Literally undermines the bedrock of democracy. Health insurance executives. Lobbyists. And adjusters in the United States. Bottom of the barrel trash. Hedge fund managers. They are arguably a big factor in every major financial incident since the 1990s. Probably even earlier. They also fund things like private helicopter ambulance services that intentionally stay out of network so they can charge you tens of thousands of dollars. Those scam artists that call to get, usually elderly, people to give them info and steal all their money. It's awful anytime, but especially when I hear about them going after an old person. Also, whoever helps design the spam bots that flood social media. I see them all throughout YouTube, Twitch, Insta, Facebook, etc., and they can be terrible. Scalpers, influencer, whoever the $K marks up the prices for medicine in the US so people that work directly for big pharma, not doctors, nurses, etc. I'm talking people who are more concerned with profits than people. Influencers, yes, you are popular, no I won't buy your shit. Prostitution, porn, OnlyFans, etc. Politicians, President of Russia, real estate investors, professional vermin making housing unreachable for most of us. Real estate taking 6% to do nothing. Wall Street fucks doing shady shit. I'ma start a fight, but here it goes. Anyone who solicits anything, like keep your religion, your politics, your lawn care services, and goddamn useless shit items away from my front door. Toby Flenderson, Nking 0203 22 hour ago. Sex workers, advertising, sex work, anyone selling extended warranties, protection plans, any form of sex work, scam calling center. How can you sleep at night knowing you just scammed an elderly out of the money they need to survive? You must be the lowest of the lowest scum on the planet. President of Russia, title loans, check cashing, influencers, models, and prostitution. Leaf blower. I'm going to get downvoted for this. But crypto miners, they consume large amounts of power and resources to produce practically nothing. What they do produce is a currency whose main purpose is tax avoidance, which is another thing that degrades society. Social justice warrior, loan sharks, bounty hunters, meter maids and panhandlers pretending to be homeless but drive home to a 3-bedroom house in a BMW at the end of the day. Those real types of jobs strike me as roles in society that just look to take more out the pocket of just regular peoples. They degrade society because they always have a habit of showing up when life is already at its hardest. Separate from those, anyone taking money under the guise of fake sympathy, in turn deserves to be mugged. Reddit mod. Those marketing roles that use psychology to manipulate people into thinking they need to buy something now to feed the feeling of emptiness we all have inside. Creating fake scarcity and urgency so people will shell out money on shit they don't need. The more subtly manipulative, the worse they are. Diversity officer, porn, sex worker or any variation on it, including titty streamers, porn actor, human trafficking, prostitution, get rich quick course salesman, drug dealers, OnlyFans, our news editorialist, pundits, influencers, if you call that a job, OnlyFans, Putins, spam callers, telemarketers, selling drugs on schoolyards is less shameful. Pimp, illegal prostitution, Russian dictator, working at Facebook, Fox News host, the Kardashians and other celebrity drama life-focused reality TV. It just makes consumerism worse. It warps perceptions of reality. Point 2. Social media influencers. For the same reason, PR representative. Any job that does not bring social benefits. Mafia collecting protection money. GVT corruption. Or not pays taxes. OnlyFans. No I don't care. Influencer. MLB commissioner. Sex work. Landlords who expect to get free passive income and ignoring all responsibilities. Those fools who blow leaves from the sidewalk to the street just to see them get blown back by the cars from the street. Carbon emissions to toss leaves back and forth. House flipper. They paint woodwork and put in foot-wide beige ceramic tile. all in the hopes of selling to someone who would prefer a new home anyway. They destroy old houses. OnlyFans, cam whores, porn stars, basically any form of legally selling your body in this manner. I feel like pretty much all door-to-door sales. Context: I work in sales. It's actually not super hard to get a decent desk job in sales where you make good money. If you can sell, your bonuses are a solid add-on. After I graduated, I was seriously in need of a better paying job. Door-to-door had the promises of six-figure salary. Work on your own terms. Quote, fancy talk for your 100% commission. If you work your ass off, you can make good money. Inconsistently. I look down on any company that would run that type of business model. I feel bad for every person that thinks that's the kind of work they have to do to pay the bills. It's just degrading. You're kissing people's feet for crumbs. And you feel like a failure if you don't measure up to colleagues. Alright, I'm just getting upset. Now, so Emma, stop typing. Selling jar farts. Prostitution. For-profit prison owners. Military contractors. Lobbyists. Ambulance-chasing lawyers. Pretty much any contingency fee lawyer is a net negative on society. Executioner. HR. Influencers. Influencer. Pornography industry. What job degrades society? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more.